Hi everyone, it's Anne at Martin House Flowers. I'm back home and so happy to see that my houseplants are thriving, and Eddie is certainly happy to have his mom back home. And we took him for his grooming this morning, so he's looking really fresh, ready for spring. Happy March everyone, it's March 1st today. So I took a walk around my winter sowing garden outdoors with all the jugs, and I'm a little disappointed. I don't see anything. Maybe you could comment if you're winter sowing yourself, and you could let me know if any of your winter sowing jugs have produced anything. This is my first year winter sowing, so I don't know when I'm supposed to expect anything, though they are looking a little dry, so I think I need to take my spray bottle out there and give them a little mist. We have had some snow, and I'd have to check whether or not we had any rain in the past week, but I have been back to Toronto for about a week visiting my dad, who's unfortunately in the hospital, and fighting to stay alive and stay well, and we're all thinking of him and hoping that he hangs in there. In the meantime, I'm home for a couple weeks and before I go back to Toronto, and my husband and my stepkids, my stepdaughter, are taking good care of all of our plants and seedlings, which is a critical time of the season, and you'll see in a minute that my seedlings are flourishing. And look at that, my amaryllis, my double white amaryllis, decided to bloom, apparently just yesterday. I'm super thrilled. I think I need to stake it a little bit, maybe tie a ribbon around these bulbs, and really happy that they finally bloomed. So here we are in the guest room. This is my goldfish houseplant, and it's been under grow lights for just about a week. So what a difference a week makes. It's loving this spot, and I'm seeing some blooms. First time that they had the little orange goldfish blooms since I brought it home. So these are the pansies and violas that have been under grow lights since about 3 or 4 weeks. I'd have to double check, but I did take the dome off only about a week ago because I saw germination, and it's obvious that the violas and pansies are a slow growing seedling, and you can see there's really only maybe one, maybe two seedlings that have popped up. Those are the old basil and chives seedlings that I'm ready to give up on. But look at the chamomile. Look how healthy that looks. So thrilled about the chamomile. And I'm pretty sure chamomile you can grow in lump sums like this, and I can just sort of break those apart, but they're doing really well. And these are some Snapdragons that I think I'm going to, this is Snap White, and I'm going to let them grow a little bit bigger, and then I will thin them out. You'll see in a little bit my older ones that were ahead by about 1 or 2 weeks. I will be showing you how I thin those out. These are the petunias that I honestly just planted about a week ago, and I just took the domes off last night when I came home. I've been gone 8 days, and what a difference 8 days or a week makes. And those are the strawberries in that little black mushroom container, and those are just a few extra Snapdragons, that I will thin out once they get a little bigger. And these are some random peppers and some, let's see, more Snapdragons, I believe. Jalapeno peppers, the Thai red peppers in the back there, and a bunch of different snaps that we actually sewed together in my last video. So they're doing well. I also took the dome off this one just last night. These are all the soil blocks that we sewed together in the last video, and I'll link it below so you can see what varieties that I did. And look how healthy those are. So I will come along and thin these out, just as my other tray of yarrow, that Love Parade yarrow that was in the blue tray. It's a little bit slow. They're a slow grower. And I have the Petunia Violet in the green tray, also kind of tiny seedlings. But at least there's germination, and they've stayed nice and moist because I've just lifted the dome off of them. So the nice thing about the dome being on there for about a week was that Greg and the girls didn't have to water anything, so you can see how damp they are. Tiny little seedlings on the Petunia Violet. And there are the sweet peas that I need to come in and pinch. I'm going to take my snips and pinch them probably on the, just above the second set of leaves. I'll come along with my snippers and do that. But look how tall they are, which I'm glad that these shelves have a nice depth to them underneath the grow lights. And right there, you're looking at my ruby violas, Arkwright Ruby, and then we have the Viola Wine Lata. And I'll have to check. I don't think I've thinned out my violas and pansies. Sometimes I just sew those very loosely and pull them out and plant them together. And those are the last tray there of sweet peas that I will also, those are Mammoth Choice on the right. So that's a look. And here's the third set of grow lights. That's Blue Mountain, I think, Mountain Yarrow, that I have taken the domes off those about a week ago. And they germinated at least 50%, but they're definitely slow growing. And I water all of those from below. I lift up that tray that the soil blocks are on, and I water below. And here are the other Snapdragons that I had started about 2 weeks prior to the ones you just saw. And you'll see me come along here in a minute. I will show you how I thin them out. after thinning out my Snapdragons, it was time to snip back or pinch my sweet peas, and I ended up deciding to take it to 3 sets of leaves because sometimes the first set of leaves aren't true leaves. So, and really the purpose of doing this is to have thicker, stockier plants. So I decided not to cut them back too far and just take them down to 3 sets of leaves. If you have any empty cells, you can always take one of your pinched seedlings and just drop that extra root or extra piece into the empty cell, and it will root quite successfully. I've done this many times. Whenever I have a cell that didn't germinate, I just take the excess stems and just drop them in there, and they will root. So I take half a capful of the grow and put it into 1 quart of water. I add the fertilizer in first, and then I add the water. Once all of my sweet peas were pinched down to 3 sets of leaves, I fertilized them with some of the Espoma Grow. This particular sweet pea tray is really difficult to lift up the cells, so I end up watering just on top for these ones. So that's it for today's video. Thank you for coming along as I thinned out my Snapdragons and pinched back my sweet peas and fertilized all of my growing seedlings. I hope that you are also getting ready for spring, and I hope you have a great weekend. Take care. Bye-bye.